For 7 months into his first term, Congressman Rob Bresnahan is facing scrutiny for some of his actions since taking office. The Republican from Luzerne-County voted for President Trump's so-called One Big Beautiful Bill, which cuts about $1 trillion from Medicaid over the next decade. Tens of thousands of people in our area depend on Medicaid to cover things such as doctor visits and hospital stays. Bresnahan says the bill helps prevent fraud and waste. Others fear it could cost many people their coverage. Action 16 Investigates' Melissa Steininger takes a closer look.
And I can assure you, and I don't like to make promises, but this is a promise that I will absolutely make. When I go to Washington, D.C., every vote I take will be for what's best for northeastern Pennsylvania.
The promises Rob Bresnahan made in a debate last fall helped him win a seat in Congress. Now they're in the spotlight just months into his first term. As the representative for the 8th Congressional District, the Republican from Luzerne County recently voted to pass President Donald Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill.
The motion is adopted.
The legislation includes about $4.5 trillion in tax cuts for the wealthy, offset in part by cuts to Medicaid. Newswatch 16 recently met with the congressman over Zoom to discuss his vote to pass the bill. Bresnahan stressed that he kept his promise to the people of northeastern Pennsylvania and says no one who deserves Medicaid will lose access.
That biggest contingencies is the able-bodied individuals that choose not to work. And Medicaid was designed for our frail and our most vulnerable.
The Republican-led House passed the bill by a vote of 218 to 214. PA Representative Brian Fitzpatrick from suburban Philadelphia was one of only 2 Republicans in the House to vote against the bill.
Congressman Bresnahan could have done the same thing. But you know what? Let's face reality here. Congressman Bresnahan never has to worry about his health care.
Dwayne Heisler works for the Pennsylvania Policy Center. The nonprofit based in Harrisburg says it's working with other advocacy groups to fight many policies of the Trump administration. According to the center, nearly 3 million people in Pennsylvania rely on Medicaid. Many of those folks live in Bresnahan's district, largely Luzerne and Lackawanna counties, and may now be in jeopardy of losing their health care.
I think it's shameful that he is not doing what he said he was going to do for his constituents. And apparently the millionaires and billionaires and the bullying by our president is more important to him and where he is in his life than it is for the families right here living in his district.
This is not designed to cut people that truly need these benefits off of the system. Like that's a misconception, and it's flat out a lie.
The congressman has repeatedly promised to protect Medicaid and not to vote for any reduction for the vulnerable populations. He even sent a letter to the House Republican leadership solidifying that stance, a promise he says he kept to his constituents.
By reforming the processes that are broken, making sure those that are truly vulnerable, truly need these assistance programs will remain 100% eligible.
But despite his stated confidence in Medicaid standing strong, one of Bresnahan's recent stock trades is raising questions. According to Quiver Quantitative, an investment research platform, Congressman Bresnahan sold off his stock in Centene, one of the largest Medicare providers, back in May. That sale came just before a key House vote on the Big Beautiful Bill. Bresnahan said he had no role in the stock sale, saying it was a call made by his financial advisors.
And honestly, I found out about it in real time. But the key takeaway here is I follow the Stock Act. I follow the rules.
Congress passed the Stock Act in 2012 to fight insider trading. It prohibits members of Congress from using private information they know about through their work for personal benefit.
The vast majority of Americans, 5 out of 6 of us, want to see some sort of ban on congressional stock trading.
Ben Toll is a political science professor at Wilkes University. He says about half the members of Congress have large amounts of money in stock. According to Capital Trade Trackers, so far this year, 535 members of Congress have made nearly 12,000 trades, totaling more than $628 million. Bresnahan's filings with the House of Representatives show he has made more than 600 trades since taking office, coming in at about $7 million.
The majority of members of Congress are already millionaires before they walk into being a member of Congress. And so they have much larger stock portfolios than any of us most of us are used to.
A portfolio that Bresnahan says comes with being a successful business owner. According to his campaign website, he took over his family's company, Kaharcha Construction, after college.
So, for a new member of Congress that had success outside of public service before he chose to give that all up and do this for the betterment of his community and his country, it really kind of pigeonholes you.
Current rules allow stock trades, such as the ones made by Bresnahan and his fellow lawmakers.
So they have to only trade based upon information that is publicly available. The problem with that right now is that there is no mechanism to find someone guilty of doing so. And the punishment for engaging in insider stock trading as a member of Congress is only $200.
In May, Bresnahan introduced legislation known as the Trust Act that would ban stock trading for members of Congress and their families.
That's where it runs into sort of the politics and the game of doing this and doing this well, because we don't remember everything they do, and we don't pay attention to everything they do. We're likely to only remember a few major things that happen every congressional session, and unless stock trading is the most important thing to you as a voter, it's not going to drive how you vote.
That's something you're looking into. We asked Bresnahan if he has asked his financial advisors to stop trading, or if he's setting up a blind trust where another party or trustee would have full access of managing his assets. He says it takes up to a year to set up a blind trust with the Ethics Committee, and he's only been in office for 7 months.
And that's, again, my rock in the hard place. If I tell my financial advisors not to do something, then I'm directing them. And I truly don't have any input as to what they buy, what they sell. Do they buy a treasury bill? Do they not?
And while it's still uncertain for now how the One Big Beautiful bill will impact health care and the lives of people here in northeastern Pennsylvania, time will tell whether Bresnahan lives up to his campaign promises on Medicaid.
Those that know me know that I didn't do this for a job. I didn't do this for a paycheck. I did this because I love my community and I love my country.
Melissa Steininger, Newswatch 16, Luzerne-County.
As Melissa mentioned, Representative Bresnahan introduced the Trust Act in May. His bill is just one of many in both the House and the Senate that looks to end congressional stock trading.